My portrait of the dead is called Maddie. Dear Maddie, hey, how is it going up there in heaven? I just know it's beautiful up in paradise. I really miss you and often think about you. I know that we didn't get a lot of time with each other while you were here, but I know you're looking down on me, smiling, proud of the woman that I have become today. It's been a long, hard journey down here for me. I got a 9-year-old boy now that I really wish you could have met. You would have loved him. That boy is a handful. I work 2 jobs to make ends meet and still do a little living, as you would say. I managed to work and attend school online, so I would say I'm doing good for myself. I really wish you could have had more time with us here on Earth so we could have longer memories and great talks. I've learned so much more about you from my grandmother, aunts, and uncles. Every time they speak memories of you, there are always nothing but laughs and smiles. I just love to see how mentioning your beautiful spirit just left a great memory in our lives, and the whole family was so happy that we could be a part of your beautiful life. Me, myself, still hold a few memories of you when we all used to come in your room and watch you rock back and forth in knit hats and gloves watching your favorite TV shows. You loved that rocking chair, but couldn't stand for us kids to be coming in your room making all that noise. I wish we could go back to those old days, but life happens and memories are forever and ever in our hearts. Love always, Ebony Kid. When I was writing this letter to my great-grandmother, I really couldn't help but to smile. If you have ever gotten to know this woman, you would have genuinely fell in love with her free spirit and great personality. Even though I didn't get to be around her during her younger years, I still had great times with her during her older years. There's so many more talks that I wish we could have shared, and so many more of your knowledge that you could have instilled in this brain of mine. It just sometimes doesn't seem fair that she had to leave us so sudden without giving us a sign, a warning, or anything. She was fine that night when she lay down to go to bed. I never would have thought that would be the last time I would see your beautiful smile and bright eyes when I left your room that night. All I can remember is my grandmother waking me and my older and younger cousins up crying hysterically, saying that her mother was gone and wouldn't wake up. Me and all of my cousins stood on the stairs in disbelief, just crying. The paramedics came in and carried my great-grandmother out of her room, past everybody in a black body bag. I will never ever forget that image, watching her be dragged out the house like she was nothing, just a piece of trash. The rude paramedics didn't even have the audacity to put her on a bed and cover her up until they were inside the ambulance or at the hospital. Some people could be so cruel with no respect for others. They just don't know that they truly scarred me. I never would want to see someone's loved one get done the way that those paramedics treated my great-grandmother. Well, about Miss Maddie Finney, she has been married to her husband Peyton Finney for over 25 years. They weren't very fortunate to have a lot of money, but they made sure they took care of their family. They had a total of 9 kids and loved them all unconditionally. Miss Finney worked as a maid in a beautiful home for a nice Caucasian family, while Mr. Finney worked random jobs just to try to make ends meet. The work that they did was barely enough to live off of, but by the grace of God, they made it work. It was never a day that their kids went without eating. The kids ate even if that meant sometimes they didn't get a chance to eat. They had a home without electric. Instead of having electric, they used flashlights and lanterns for light. Bathrooms didn't work properly, so they had to go outdoors by the woods to use the bathroom. It was very rough for them back then, which is why they are so grateful for the blessings and the things that's continuing on in their life. My great-grandmother was the most thoughtful and caring person, and I truly know that's where my grandmother gets it from. Maddie loved everybody, welcomed anybody in her home with open arms. She would do anything that she could to make sure everybody and everything was taken care of. Maddie loved to throw down in the kitchen on her spare time while Mr. Finney loved to sit around and boss the kids around and make them clean because he didn't want to. I never got the chance to meet my great-grandfather, but heard a bunch of wonderful, funny memories about him that feels like I known him my whole life. What I remember the most about what my great-grandmother used to say about him, he's just a grumpy, mean old man. That used to always make me smile and laugh. I truly wish I had the chance to meet this guy that I heard so much about, but one day we will meet again in paradise. My grandmother is a reflection of my great-grandmother. They are a very strong, wise woman. I love the fact that they are all about their families and will give their lives to help anybody. Their hearts are so pure and filled with kindness. If you ever were in their presence, you will understand how the love was so real. I love these phenomenal women, but especially my great-grandmother, Maddie, for raising my grandma to be just like her. Thank you.